This is called the Mofo. That's right. Did he just say Mofo? Yeah, the Mofo. Okay. Well, let's take a look at what this Mofo has to say. Uh, I'm talking about the market outlook factor overview. I really just brought this back. I brought this back because I was doing it for a while, and I said, I think that we can consolidate some of the thinking, less writing, maybe a little less talking. And so now for club members, I am going to bring this back. It's the top 10 factors influencing the current market, and 2 times a month, maybe once a month, depends how active the markets are. I'm going to rank them. I'm going to talk about them with club members, and the factors may not change that much. I've got a few that are on the radar here, as you can see. So it's a top 10 list, and these are almost like the honorable mentions, if you will. Okay, and you can see I've updated these now. So yeah, buy the dip works until it doesn't. Complacency is at a 40-year high. That's why I think this is number 1 right now. I think the housing market is a close sign at number 2, and then consumer spending, and you can see my notes there. I'll be doing some writing on this too, but for the most part, it kind of stays here. I talked about bonds before, and I'll just give a quick picture again. I want to throw in a few freebies, if you will, for attending here today. So this is the yield curve, the Treasury yield curve, and in red, this is where we were at the end of the year. This is where we are as of basically yesterday. Okay, we're recording this on September 9th of 25. This was the 8th. So what do you notice here? The short end has really plunged. The long end, not quite as much, but it is starting to create, and especially, look, the T-bills are still high. They're starting to come down. But this end of the curve was still very laterable. I started my ladder somewhere in here. And now, on the way down, okay, it's getting interesting. Because, and I don't mind telling you, one of the coolest things about the ladder, and this comes not from me, but from my wife, she looks at how much can be made on a bond ladder when all you were really trying to do was go back and mature a certain amount of money every year. And with the ladder, once you have that in place, no rule says you have to keep them all forever. If rates go down, they go way up in price. I did this for clients back in the day. But the thing is, we haven't had a yield curve, even with rates this high, and this is what I show you down here, and that's why the only thing I could put here was wow. So going back to the 1980s, as we sit here in September of 2025, I don't know if rates are going to go up or down. I'll let the charts guide me. But if I'm a risk manager, one of the risks is that they go down to here, and I've missed the best time since about 2007 to have whatever the appropriate part of a portfolio is. For me, it's a decent chunk of it, just like the collar is, just like the rule-driven stuff, okay? But I'm here to teach other people how to apply it to themselves. Everybody's situation is different, and you're the judge and jury on that. I'm just here to help. So this is, bonds don't look so low anymore when you realize that this is where they've been. And yeah, the reason people don't really think about bonds that much is because this was the bond market. Nothing but lower yields from 15, 16% all the way down to 0 and back. I don't know, maybe we'll go up to here. And if it does, and I build a bond ladder or I take some other tactical positions, as bond rates start to go up, there are so many ways to make money on bonds when they go up. There are ETFs that are inversely correlated to interest rates, and there's all kinds of other strategies. So, that's an example of one of the things I'm highlighting and the type of discussion we would have in the group on Tuesdays. Well, you'll also see here, because I thought it would be just kind of cool to look back, is this is the last time. Actually, I think it was kind of early 2022. And this is what we had the last time. China's COVID lockdowns, Russia, Ukraine, sadly, could still be on the list, but it's not a market impact right now, as it was at the beginning. Okay, so that's a bit about the Mofo.